Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel where today we're going to be playing Titanfall 2, something I have very much been looking forward to. But before we go any further, may I just say thank you to everybody who took part in the survey. I really appreciate the positive feedback that you guys are interested in seeing this, and I really hope I do the game justice today. So what am I trying to achieve? Well, very simply, I would just like to showcase an absolutely amazing game, which unfortunately I missed being a new dad at the time. And if, like me, you're super hyped for Battlefield 6, but there's a year to go and you're looking for something to play in the meantime, check it out. Now, I'm pretty sure most people have heard of Titanfall, but for those who haven't, it's a series where you move between, on the one hand, a parkour mastering infantryman called a pilot, and a giant robot called a Titan. Everybody will get at least 2 Titans once per round, and you get to call it in like you're seeing there in the top left. And if you call it in correctly, you can turn it into an awesome weapon. And here's just such an example. So I'm chasing down this Ronin, a high-speed, high DPS, light armored Titan. Unfortunately, I chase him straight into 3 heavily armored Titans, but my friend's about to do a magic trick. Keep your eye on this boy here. Watch it. Come on, admit it, you know that's awesome. And then we got the Ronin anyway, fantastic. So, how are we going to structure this video? Well, as we fight this North Star, allow me to explain. In part 1, I want to explain the absolute bare basics of what you need to know to understand this game and enjoy the video, particularly as my objective is to convince you to come and play, and not all of you may be familiar with it. If you are an experienced Titanfall player, enjoy the gameplay. I think I did pretty well. And in part 2, I'd like to show an honest round I had, some really good gameplay, and having watched part 1, hopefully that'll make a lot of sense to people. Now, given I do lean towards Titan gameplay in part 3, I want to turn the camera over to really showing the pilot, aka infantry gameplay, and the parkour elements of the game. Total honesty, I'm a little bit weaker at this aspect of the game, but I've done my absolute best for you, and hopefully I can do the game justice. But look on the bright side, if I can do it, you definitely can.
Well on your way to getting your Titan.
And if you do make it that far, I'd like to close by giving you my honest assessment of where we are on issues such as hacking. Regrettably, there is a fair bit of nonsense going on.
Right.
I'll also share what I've learned about player count, data centers, and an initiative called North Star to have community police servers. Anyway, that's the structure. Let's get into it. Okay, Titanfall 101, let's kick it off, and a good place to begin is introducing my Titan. It's called a Tone, and rather than spending the next hour talking you through it, let's see it live and explain as we go. Now, a Tone's primary weapon is a 14mm grenade launcher which locks onto the target like you're seeing there, and when you acquire the lock, you can then use your missile pod, which is your secondary. The coloured wall you see in front of me is a particle wall that stops incoming fire. When you're fighting a Titan, pilots may jump out like you're seeing there, but the Titan will keep fighting in automatic mode. Now, when you do enough damage to a Titan, it enters Doom state as indicated by that hazard bar, and if you land a melee hit on it, you execute the Titan. Now, when you enter Doom state, you don't have to eject or exit your Titan, but keep in mind, if somebody sneaks up on you and gets one punch on you, you're dead. This is where the ejection and nuclear detonation mechanics come in, which I absolutely recommend you have equipped. I certainly do. So what you're seeing here is me making a valiant last stand against 2 incoming Titans to protect my team evacuating, and when I get pushed into Doom status like you see there, time to go. I probably should have got on the ship to leave, but that was too awesome to pass up. Now, every Titan has a special move called the Core, which you can activate when you've accrued enough points. As I'm using the Tone mech, my core is a rocket salvo, but keep in mind the Ronin, those little ninjas, can ghost out of there the moment they see you, and they can dash block you, which can lead to some very, very embarrassing deaths. No complaint, totally outplayed me. Now, if you're on foot, you can do something called a rodeo attack where you jump on the back of an enemy Titan. Once you're up there, you'll do a little animation pulling the battery out of them, which in addition to causing damage, messes with their abilities and cooldowns. You can then slot said battery into one of your friends to give them a massive shield and repair boost. Woohoo, good times. If you come across a battery, there's one there on the ground giving you a nice little look. Make sure to jump out, grab it, and get back into your Titan so you can take the benefit of the battery for yourself. There you go. Lovely repair and an additional shield. If you do a rodeo attack on a Titan that's already lost its battery, you do something very cool. You throw your grenade into the empty slot for big damage. Rough approximation did about 2/3 damage there. Now, if you jump on the friendly Titan, you can also ride along and provide them with additional firepower, much like a ride along in Battlefield. This is also ridiculously good fun. Now, if you're wondering what that laser was, that's my anti-Titan weapon. Every pilot can pick one to take with them, and they're really good. So as you saw, I killed one outright there and then pushed the other one into doom status, so they're really not to be sniffed at. Don't worry, we're almost there on the 101. So, when you lose a round, when you're playing on attrition, i.e. team deathmatch, you go into what's called the evacuation phase, where, as you can see from the spaceship landing on the left, a friendly ship will fly in if you're on the losing side, and you basically need to reach it and escape before the other team hunts you down and kills you or destroys the ship. Now, it's always a good idea if you can to make sure that you've cleaned house as much as possible before you get on board. And if you can escape, that's extra EXP for you, good times. Please note that during the escape phase you only have one life, no respawns. Now, if you're on the other side, i.e. the hunters, because you won the round and nobody deals with you, they're not getting off the planet. And this leads me to the last thing I want to talk about, how the score actually works. Now, if you take a look at the top, we're actually losing at the moment. The first team to reach 650 points is declared the winner. But what you're seeing here is, in addition to killing human players and titans, there are loads of NPCs, little grunts, specters, reavers, etc. running around, which individually aren't worth very much, but collectively are worth a small fortune. So it really pays to hunt down the NPCs whilst you're looking for the human players. It also contributes to speeding up the timer for calling in your Titan. So there's absolutely no reason not to go after them. So what you're going to see here as we just finish out this little sequence is by constantly chipping away at the NPCs, we just managed to pip them to 650 points and win the round.
Friendly Titan.
There it is, and now they have to run for the ship and we get to hunt them. Right, hopefully that was a good whistle stop through the mechanics of the game. Having done all of that, let's take a look at a nice clean run, starting from when I got my Titan, because frankly not very much happened before then.
Fossil pilot KIA.
So on this one coming up, just watch the splash damage on the pilot. You don't need a direct hit, near enough is good enough. Right, here's a little trick for you. Once you get the lock, you can shoot into the sky and leap over obstacles, very useful. Right, on this next one, I'm about to be rodeoed. Watch.
There is a hostile pilot on the hull. Warning.
Stay on track. We're winning this one.
So I got the alarm, and then I stood still and deployed electric smoke, which is the countermeasure to get people off your back.
Titan destroyed. Salvo core activated.
Yeah, okay, he got wrecked. Okay, moving on.
He's gonna hold a grudge. Two in a row.
So we're getting to some pilot fights now, and you're about to see one of them. He'll be on my right. There he is. He's going to drop an EMP on me and try to rodeo. If he doesn't jump off, he's dead.
You're picking that pilot apart.
Brave effort, but should have jumped.
Warning, detecting major hull damage. Friendly pilot attacking your target. Salvo core ready.
Salvo core's back online, so I push to try and get the kill.
Salvo core activated.
Just dominating that pilot.
Warning, enemy pilot attacking. Warning, severe reactor damage sustained.
Right, I'm doomed. So there's no way I'm going to be able to win in a frontal head assault, so I decide to go for a very long flank and try to do a nuclear detonation, my final stand.
Eject, eject, eject.
Next hit kills me, it's now or never. Here we go.
Pilot ejected.
You're picking that pilot apart. Nice move. Now finish the job, eh? You stay on track. We're winning this one.
Not the way I envisioned it, but killed a pilot and a Titan, plus stole a battery to give to my mate, which I'm about to do. After that, I'll help them out with a ride-along and see how we go from there.
Keep fighting. Pilot, your Titan is standing by. Call it when ready.
So at the end of that round, I had 13 pilot kills and 4 Titans destroyed, and honestly, for a middling gamer like me who's only just come to Titanfall 2, I'm actually pretty proud of that performance. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Now, part 3, let's move on to the pilot infantry-based gameplay element of the game and the beautiful parkour. For many, this is quite understandably, quite justifiably, the primary attraction to the game. And as I said at the beginning of the video, please don't blame Titanfall for my lack of skill. This is user error. I'm simply doing my best to show you the kind of positions you can get into on the map and how you navigate around. And remember guys, this game is 9 years old. I mean, it puts many things that are coming out in 2024, 2025 to shame.
Understand? Good work, pilot.
Oh my god, that was an ugly landing. We got the sniper, that's all that matters. But as I practiced, I started to get better, and hopefully you can see minor improvements starting to creep in. Much better control, but I didn't get the one pass. Let's see if we can do it this time. That's probably the closest I've got so far. I'll keep trying. But look, if I can give one bit of wisdom to people who are coming in for the first time, you have to break the habit that I and many others have in Battlefield, Delta Force, etc. of always going to ADS as your default. ADS is not your friend in Titanfall. It roots you to the floor and it makes you very easy to kill. The one rule I'm trying to keep in mind in Titanfall is to always be moving. That said, there will be instances where ADS is appropriate.
Titan almost ready.
But all in all, you should be using hipfire. The game's just too fast-paced to stand still in ADS. Seriously, you cannot camp around corners in this game. Last bit of wisdom, if you're rodeoing a Titan that ejects, you're going with them. Enjoy, it's so much fun.
Nice jump, pilot. Finish the job. Well on your way to getting your Titan.
Hopefully you get the idea. I'll try and improve for the next video. Right, you've seen the gameplay and you're still here, so I'm guessing you're interested. Let's be honest about the state of the game. Hackers are real. Fortunately, we have the kill cam to be able to identify very quickly when we've got one in the lobby and we can just move on. But I'm not going to BS you, they're here. Now, I have not run into hackers enough to undermine my enjoyment of the game, but I've had my moments of frustration, I won't lie. Providing you stay on the more heavily populated data centers, for example Tokyo in Asia, you should be alright. Sadly though, I have to deliver a little bit of bad news. I got really excited when I heard that there was a community effort called North Star to run a bunch of private servers to try and police this really dirty behavior. Obviously I rushed to install it, and when I checked for my region during peak times, I couldn't find anybody on them. Whatever happened, North Star is dead as far as I can see. The good news is though, we can pick which public server we want to be on. Now, in the case of Asia, 100% you want to be on Tokyo. It is by far the cleanest. But Titanfall will not move you around from data center to data center to help you find a match. It's kind of on you to do a little bit of research, find out the most populated, cleanest server in your area, and then make sure you select that one to get the best matches you can and to reduce the queue time. I'd also point out that there's no crossplay on Titanfall, and I've been reliably informed from friends who have some of the later generation Intel processors that there's a hardware conflict with the game, so do check out before you buy. The last thing I just say is that Titanfall community tends to be pretty active in the evenings and on the weekends, but there's really nobody playing during the day. So if you're somebody who's on the night shift and likes to play their games during the daytime, this might not be the one for you. But all of that said, that's just me being honest and giving a completely unbiased state of the nation for where the game is. But it is extremely good, and I strongly recommend people check it out. I haven't had this much fun with a game in a very long time, actually. So that's it. Thank you very much if you made it this far. I really appreciate it. Have a wonderful weekend. Catch you at the next one. Bye-bye.
Warning. Multiple enemy pilots attacking. Critical damage. Take evasive action. Warning. Sustained severe reactor damage.